In music mixing or even in music production in general, it happens very often that we need to double a certain track for getting more width in the mix. You can do that on backing vocals, on synths, on guitars, everything you want. And for many years now, the most successful plugin for this kind of purpose is probably Waves Doubler. I have to be honest, this plugin is really good, it's efficient, it's easy to use, it's also versatile, and I've been using it myself for many years in many of my mixes. But we are in 2023 now, things have changed, and that plugin I'm gonna talk about today is, I think, way better than Doubler. Let's talk about it. What's up everybody, it's IDs, I hope you're doing great. Today we're gonna talk about a plugin that, in my opinion, is better and more efficient than Waves Doubler. I'm gonna give you a full comparison between the Waves plugin and the secret plugin. Before we start, I'd like to remind you that in the description you can download an ebook about the basics of vocal mixing in the field of pop and hip-hop music. And the good news is,
it's totally free.
Also make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're the first one to know every time I release new videos about music mixing. The first thing I'd like to say before I really start the comparison is that Waves Doubler is a good plugin. I have nothing against Waves, I use their plugins like every day on many different sessions, so this is really not supposed to be a video to chip out Waves, not at all. But through this channel, I really want to give you all the tools you need to make better mixes. I want you to become more efficient and faster in your decisions. And in this case, I really think there is a tool that's simply better than Waves Doubler. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the secret plugin. So the plugin I want to talk about today is called Avox Duo. It's a plugin from the company Entress, and as you will have understood, this plugin was built to create a fake dub from a mono source. This very simplistic plugin uses pitch, timing, and Formant variation, as well as an adjustable vibrato to create the feel of a doubled source. You can also adjust the volume of the two signals separately and also adjust the stereo image independently. Avox Duo is mainly designed for vocals to give them more depth and width in the mix. But why would this plugin be so much better than Waves Doubler? Very good question. The first reason is very simple. Duo's interface is much more intuitive than Doubler's. Like, honestly, I feel like quitting when I see that ugly interface come up on my screen.
Are you serious?
Maybe not, but still, the interface looks more professional and clean in the Entress plugin than in the Waves plugin, where you really feel like you're working with an amateur tool.
Not cool.
And this reason may seem silly and futile, but I think that nowadays in 2023, it's really important to work with plugins that have a clean, sober, and intuitive interface. It's the kind of detail that boosts your creativity and productivity. And whether it's for mixing or in the production phase, being efficient is just essential to get the final quality. And in terms of knobs and parameters, the difference is also huge between the two. If you have to count the number of parameters in Doubler,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
and the number of parameters in Duo is just not negligible. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with me about the interface, but honestly I think it's a very important parameter. The second reason is in the way the two plugins work, but especially the way Avox Duo works. As you can see here, one of the parameters of Duo is the timbre. In other words, you can adjust the formant of the source. This is not the case in Doubler. And to me, this parameter makes a big difference between the two plugins because it's the only one that changes the nature of the audio source itself. It's a bit like dubbing a voice with the same voice but through a slightly different tone, as if it were a different person actually. Let's have a listen with and without this parameter activated.
Petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine. Du green, du yellow. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. J'active le mode by night. J'en ai petit kilo si tu veux. Peu de choses que de haine dont je suis muni. Du green, du yellow, purple money. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. Je ride sans savoir où je vais. J'active le mode by night.
It's really a technology that I think is crazy, and I think it totally belongs to a plugin like this, because by varying the timbre of the voice, you emphasize even more the depth and width of the dubbing created. It adds a very immersive touch to the mix. You really feel like surrounded. The third reason may be subjective, but with Duo, I have a sense of realism that I don't find in Doubler. The rendering is very organic and very human in the Interest plugin, while it is more robotic and chorused in Doubler. Let's have a listen first and then try to analyze the compression.
Petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine. Du green, du yellow. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. Petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine. Du green, du yellow. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. On est petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine dont je suis muni. Du green, du yellow, purple money. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. Je ride sans savoir où je vais. J'en ai petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine dont je suis muni. Du green, du yellow, purple money. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. Je ride sans savoir où je vais. J'active le mode by night.
I don't know if you get the same feeling as me, but with Doubler I feel like I'm working with a chorus and not with a tool that really creates two sources, while the Interest plugin I feel like my brain can identify a first source to the left and a second different signal to the right. I know it's subtle, but the realism and the accuracy of Duo is, in my opinion, clearly on point. And finally, I found that the overall quality of Avox Duo is better than Doubler. There are many parameters that make me say that Interest plugin is better than Waves. For example, the audio rendering of Duo is, in my opinion, more modern and accurate than its competitor. Also, the technology used makes a difference. Waves Doubler came out about 15 years ago, I guess, and has hardly ever been updated in its mode of operation, whereas Avox Duo was released only 2 years ago and uses a recent technology like Formant shifting, for example. And overall, I feel like you can give more depth and width to your mixes with Avox Duo, although I have to be honest, it's quite subtle. Let's listen to one last comparison with the best parameters on both plugins to get a more accurate idea.
Petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine. Du green, du yellow. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. J'en ai petit kilo, si tu veux, peu de choses que de haine dont je suis muni. Du green, du yellow, purple money. Différents métabolismes for my money. Je la ferai en mode one life. Je ride sans savoir où je vais. J'active le mode by night.
So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Again, I didn't make this video to say that Waves Doubler is a bad plugin, but I'm convinced that with this Interest plugin you'll have a more efficient tool in your hands and simply better mixing results. By the way, the links to both plugins are available in the description. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about hip-hop and pop mixing, and also drop your like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.